We have a new NBC News exclusive interview this afternoon. Reverend Al Sharpton just sat down for a wide-ranging one-on-one with Vice President Kamala Harris. They talked about the administration's $1.9 trillion COVID relief bill, an ambitious rescue package that could be up for a vote in the House as soon as this Friday.
As we continue fighting on other things, voting and all of that, the first thing we have to do is be here and be alive.
But that's right, Reverend. Here's the thing. Let's not let COVID get us. Let's get the vaccine instead, right? Let's not let this thing get us. We know black people are disproportionately likely to contract the virus and die from it. We know when you look at who the frontline workers are, who have been most at risk, disproportionately we are talking about people of color. When you look at the fact that black small businesses, as many as I've seen, 40%, are going out of business or have gone out of business. It is disproportionately affecting us. And if we want to get control of this virus that is harming us at a disproportionate rate, part of it is to get vaccinated when it is our turn. Part of it is to wear your mask. I have my mask right here. To wear your mask all the time when you are around other people. 6 feet of distance. Wash your hands with warm or hot water and soap. Let's save our lives. That's what this is about. We're going to get beyond this. And part of what the president and I are offering as part of the relief is the American Rescue Plan to say it can't only be on folks. It has to be all of us working together. So that's what everybody needs to do as an individual. Get the vaccine, wear a mask, social distancing, wash your hands. What we need to do is pass the American Rescue Plan, so we can get those $1,400 checks to folks, so we can save our small businesses, so that we can pass the child tax credit, so that families can lift half of American children who are living in poverty out of poverty. Let's extend the unemployment benefits. Let's do all of these things, partnering together, so that we can get through this moment of crisis. Because I'm telling you, I have faith. I believe in our ability to get through this and to be better on the other side if we all work together to lift folks up and to lift ourselves up when we have the opportunity.
Joining me now is the host of Politics Nation and president of the National Action Network, Reverend Al Sharpton. Rev, good to have you. So she's very clearly pushing on messaging when it comes to the vaccine, trying to convince people that it is safe, that it's worth taking. But also, it's clear that this administration is trying to put on the pressure on this relief package, pressure on Republicans to sign on to it, or at least feel political pain if they don't.
There's no question about it. As we talked, and I'm going to play the full interview. It lasted over 15 minutes. I'm going to play the full interview on Saturday night, Saturday evening's Politics Nation. She talked about this passionately. She appealed to people to get vaccinated, and she talked incessantly about how it's important that the Senate and the Congress pass this package, that we're talking about 500,000 people that have died, and this is no time to take partisan positions. It's time to, as you just saw in the clip you played, for us to deal with those small businesses that are going out of business, those people that have lost jobs, and people that are losing their lives. And she was extremely passionate about that. We talked about Black history, what it meant to her, how she's dealt with being vice president. This was the first sit-down interview she did from the ceremonial room, they call it, in the White House. And she did it because we wanted to have her for the end of Black History Month. And she clearly is now living Black history. And she talked about that, talked about going to an historic Black college, what all that meant to her, raised by a single mother. But she kept coming back to where we are in history now, and that is this COVID pandemic and how we need to deal with it. And clearly, she feels that this package is a must, and the public must rally around it to make their elected officials do what they should.
It has exposed the deep-seated inequality that exists in this country, both financial inequality and also medical inequality. I wonder if you were able to talk to her about the $15 minimum wage. That is something the progressive, frankly, most Democrats want in this bill. There are a couple of Democratic holdouts. We've heard some reporting that Joe Biden has said he's willing to drop that from the bill. Did she have anything on that issue?
We did not get specific on the division, but clearly with her pushing throughout the conversation about the entire bill, the bill as it is has $15 an hour. And most Democrats, progressive, and even those that are considered moderate, and certainly those of us in the civil rights community, want the $15 minimum wage. And this has been something that many of us have campaigned on for a while. I do not understand how people can think, in given this economy, and particularly coming back from a pandemic, that we should be playing games with how much are we going to pay people minimally an hour. We definitely need to give people all the help they can get. And economists have proved that when people are more stable in terms of their income and have more available to them, they spend more, which brings the economy back. It does not cause inflation. It may be the thing that restores the economy. President Biden said early in this that you've got to go big. Go big is not to bring down the number an hour of what we're going to pay in wages. Go big is to go right where it is at $15 an hour.
Reverend Al Sharpton, Rev, thanks so much for joining us and bringing us that clip. You can watch more of that exclusive interview with Vice President Kamala Harris tomorrow at 6 a.m. on Morning Joe. And the full interview, as Rev just said, will air on Politics Nation this Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. You should know that you can follow today's top stories and breaking news and catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.